Hey, you dorks, this is Gunnar Hansen, Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you are listening to The Dorkening.
Hi, I'm Brian Johnson, and although you probably accidentally stumbled across it and have no idea why you're watching it, you are in fact watching The Dorkening.
Hello, this is Tom Kenny, voice actor, the voice of the Ice King on Adventure Time, and SpongeBob SquarePants. Ah, meow. Oh, Gerry the Snail, too. Hey, guess what you're filling your eye holes and ear holes with? The Dorkening! Oh, I love the Dorkening. Very popular in Ooh. And Bikini Bottom.
Hi, I'm Lou Ferrigno. You're watching The Dorkening. And you know what? You don't like me when I get angry, so don't get me angry. You better keep watching The Dorkening.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
I know. I need to fix that video. I just have no friggin' time. It sucks. Anyway, my name's Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard. You're watching Splash Pages, the comic book club. We got an awesome show scheduled for you today. And as always, Velvet Joker, how's it going, bud?
It's going good. What was wrong with the video? I liked it. It was fun.
The aspect ratio is wrong. I got to change the music in it. It needs work.
Now, who did that art for you?
That is Dal Merge.
The guy from England.
Yeah. Who does the art for the Token Dead?
Token Dead.
He was great.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a fun little animation.
Oh, totally. Yeah, he did a great job. And you know who else does a great job at eating while we're doing the intro? Is that your new thing, Drew?
I like to eat.
Malo.
Yes, it's very true and very bad. I like to eat before our show. I don't like to review and rant on an empty stomach. And you know, my partner makes such delicious meals. I feel it'd be insulting to just let them get cold and not eat them. And how dare you watch me while I eat? Like, you know, that's just rude. I don't, you know, and it's not my fault I can't stop quoting our first intro, not the second intro because it's nothing. So whatever. We're talking about Deadpool today.
I heard the plate scraping. That's why.
Yeah.
Now, speaking about your significant other there, Drew, you know, it's the holidays are coming, and you know, you guys have been together for at least 5 years now. I'm just wondering if you've been jewelry shopping lately.
You know what? I'm going to respectfully ignore that question, simply because I get asked it a lot, and when it comes time for, as you put it, jewelry shopping, you will know, because it will be wonderful and explosive and magical, and possibly
you can be mysterious. So you could be keeping it on the low and just not want to know. Not want to let inquiring nuns that want to know.
Time will tell. Time will tell. Now,
strap him down, Leo. Strap him down.
Put this in your video.
You'll feel so much better when you get it done. Otherwise, like the nerves are gonna. I know when I proposed to my wife, it was nerve wracking, and it was just like I asked permission for her father, and he's like, "Hurry up, do it now."
Just a pitter pat of little mini Drews running around the house. Be so cute.
One day.
Wait. Are they? I can see just a pack of little Ghostbusters running around.
Oh my god, yeah. That's, believe me, you're not the first person to ask that. But the holidays are coming, so I think the thing I just enjoy is I realize that the rest of ever since my birthday, the rest of the year always speeds up because my birthday is literally the end of September, then October, bam, Halloween. Thanksgiving, bam, November, Christmas, it's my partner Angie's birthday, and then Christmas, and then New Year's, and then everything stops. Like January and February are the coldest, slowest months.
Oh yeah.
But from September to December, everything is just so busy, and I enjoy it. But sometimes I'm like, just a little slower.
Just slow down and read the comics there, Drew.
Pretty breathing room.
So, and I will say I'm really glad we got a chance because we were going to do this earlier, but we weren't able to. But I'm glad we came back to this because what a great Deadpool story arc to start with. And I think that personally, Dead Presidents is a great arc both for fans of the character, but also for people who might not be fans of Deadpool. Like this might be their first. I think it's a great kind of jumping on book.
Well, or people that are fans of the character. Like I've read a little bit of Deadpool, but I love the movies, and I always wondered where do I get started in the comics.
Right.
And this is a great spot. This is what is this, volume 2 or
volume
3?
1? It's no. I think it's volume 3. I think it's volume. It's one of those.
Yeah.
Because I know the series that preceded it. Because I own that one too in all entirety, and that was Daniel Way's run of Deadpool, which went for about 63 issues. Again, I have every one, so I know this.
Nice.
And then this transferred over, and then this was and then following this was the other one. It's just there's a lot of Deadpool out there. So, but yeah, great jumping on. But I think the thing that I really enjoyed is that being that this was the first one, the subject is just so comic book wacky, but yet it's still very Deadpoolian, but it's not too Deadpool because I feel that some writers don't know how to write Deadpool in a way that makes sense for them. Like some people will make him too serious, like how he was in the beginning, when he was just basically Marvel's Deathstroke. I mean, his name is Wade Wilson. I mean,
right.
No jokes there. And then some people will make it too jokey and pop culture and stuff, like they're like, oh, I see what Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness did back in the 90s. We're going to do that, but we're going to do more. And I was like, yeah, but too much can be bad. You have to find what works for you. And I think Gerry Duggan and Brian Posehn, the writers, I think they had
Posehn.
Right. Thank you. Yes, everyone who's watching, I'm horrible at names. So that is just my lot in life. Mr. Posehn.
Just real quick for those watching, just a heads up, we are going to be keeping track. There is going to be a Spider-Man trailer drop tonight. So we're going to do something a little special. So if you see it drop, post it in the comments. We'll keep in the lookout. Sorry to interrupt, Drew. Just want to let everybody know how things are going.
Oh, no, it's fine. That's totally worth interrupting. But yeah, so I've met them. I've met both these writers, funny enough. I've met both of them. And I've met Tony Moore, the artist, as well. Most of our viewers will know him as one of the co-creators of Walking Dead with Robert Kirkman. He was the artist for the first volume, and he also did the covers for, I think, the first couple of volumes after that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and Brian Posehn, he's had quite a media career as well, outside of comics.
Absolutely. And it was so funny because I got to meet him. Rich, funny enough, I got to meet him at Terrificon.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember that year.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see him that time. I think I was going around, and his line was really long at the time, so I never made it back. But these things happen.
I got him really, really early, and it's so funny because you know what? I'll tell this story later. But yeah. So I'm really glad we're able to review this. I think it was a really fun, easy read. I think sometimes it's really hard when comics are. I don't want to say it's a chore to read, but there are sometimes comics that you have to take time to digest. Like it's very heavy, but then there's some that you kind of have to pull yourself to finish. And it's like, am I not invested in the material? Do I not care? But this was very easy and fun and very lighthearted, which is funny considering the subject matter. So,
so in preparation for this, I did find some quotes from the writers about their thoughts. Should I go over it now, or should we save it for a little later?
No, I mean, this is all the prep stuff, so we might as well.
So Duggan, he said, we tried to cram a lot of funny things in really quickly in case we got fired. And he was going for a Mad Magazine style gags and jokes galore.
Oh, yeah.
The main influences for his take on Deadpool was Ghostbusters, Big Trouble in Little China, and movies with normal guys responding to a crazy situation with their humor.
Die Hard.
And there's apparently a big homage to Steve Martin and Lily Tomlin from All of Me.
Wow, I totally missed that.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. Now I'm going to reread that again and find it, and then I'll let you all know where it was. No, that makes sense. And I've met Duggan a few times. He's such a great, well-humored man. Like you can understand why he just spent such time writing Deadpool. And it's actually funny because after this volume ended with issue 245, because they went back to original for like a hot minute, they went back to original numbering. He then wrote the next series, which was all him, and that was for 36 issues. And then he did a following series, which is the Despicable Deadpool, which ended, I think, issue 300. So, yeah, he I think he's currently one of the longest writers for Deadpool in Marvel so far. So, awesome. Pretty cool. So yeah. What other did you have any other clips?
Those were the quotes that I could find from the writers. I do have some information that came out in 2012, though.
Cool.
So to kick it off, channeling my inner Sophia, picture it. Picture it, Sicily, 2012. In 2012, we saw the economy return, Hurricane Sandy, and Sandy Hook, unfortunately. If you're a kid in 2012, I'm sorry, you just missed out on Saturday morning cartoons since they were phased out in 2011. But you got Adventure Time, Regular Show, Penguins of Madagascar, and Kung Fu Panda. Gas cost us a whopping $3.64 a gallon. In 2012, the top-selling comics were Walking Dead 100, Uncanny Avengers #1, Avengers vs. X-Men #1, Amazing Spider-Man #700, and All New X-Men #1. We paid a ticket price of $7.92 to go to the movies, and the top movies that year, obviously, The Avengers. Also that same year, we got Dark Knight Rises, The Hunger Games, Skyfall, and Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2. And on the boob tube, NCIS was popular, as always. Big Bang Theory, NCIS Los Angeles, and Person of Interest. And the best video games of that era, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Madden NFL 13, Halo 4, Assassin's Creed 3, and Just Dance 4. And that concludes the era of Deadpool from 2012-2013.
Isn't it crazy that that's literally going to be like 10 years ago, like next year.
Yeah.
And a lot of that kind of still didn't change. Like, especially the gas prices. I was like,
oh yeah. Yeah, gas prices. We got isn't there a new Halo out this week?
Yeah, I think I saw a thing for that. Live action, right?
Yeah, but I think there's a new game too.
Oh.
Don't care.
Like
I
the
never
Xbox.
liked Halo.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked Halo, but I never liked Halo to play it.
I played Halo 1, but I never got into the others,
I like Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
Oh, love that game. Love that movie. Love that game. All that jazz.
Good evening, Jeremy. He still feels like the 90s were still 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
In our hearts, it's still the 90s or the 80s or the 70s, depending on how old some of our listeners are.
Yeah.
So we feel you, sir. So, all right.
Scary.
Are we getting close? 8:19. Anyone feeling the intensity?
Do you want to do the synopsis of briefly of this, Leo, and then?
Yeah. Would you like me to do it, or would you like to do it? I have a brief one that I could read.
You know what, Leo? I can talk up. I'll talk about this more than enough. Yeah. Why don't you read it?
Okay. Deadpool, former United States presidents from George Washington to Gerald Ford have been resurrected. And I said Deadpool, dead former United States presidents. They've been resurrected, and that is bad. The Marvel heroes can't be the ones to stop them. Someone is needed with the reputation, skills, and plausible deniability to take out these calm monsters in chiefs. Monsters and chiefs. Bad. Deadpool time is now. Be here as Deadpool de-un-deadifies ex-presidents left and right, marching wits with Tricky Dick Nixon, fighting a grudge match against Honest Abe Lincoln, and battling Ronald Reagan in space. Do you need more than that?
Sorry.
That's why I said it. Fine, then monkeys and maybe Doctor Strange. If you're good, this is the Deadpool series. You will marry someday, and Wade we trust.
Chock full of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And I love the beginning where Deadpool just kind of comes out of a dinosaur and he's hanging out with Thor, and Thor's like, "We all right, man. It's all good." And he's like, "We're best friends. We're buddies. Secret team up." He's such a fanboy.
And Thor's response is, "We will never speak of this." I think it's for me, like what I realized I started like for me, I started counting how many Ghostbusters references I could find, because I remember when he was having that battle with FDR, and FDR is cleaning the clock with him. He says some Ghostbusters line, and that I think was for me was the moment. I was like, I'm going to give this series a real shot, because it just came off so naturally that you're just like, wow.
Jeremy says we never get how they got in the dinosaur.
I guess it was from the previous adventure.
You know what? Honestly, sometimes I think the moral of the story is you can put Wade in any situation, and somehow he's going to find a way out. Whether it's through one end or the other or right in the middle, he'll find a way out.
Yes, indeed.
You know, and he'll hate it, but it's there. There you go. Also, it's just so funny. Like, again, this series set up a lot of characters that would be very prominent during this run. You have Agent Preston, you had Agent Adsit, you had Michael, the Necromancer, you had one of my favorite unexpected sidekicks, the Ghost of Benjamin Franklin.
So fun.
Yes.
Oh God,
he banged Clea.
What a horn dog.
Yeah, Doctor Strange was still holding a grudge.
Oh, still holding the grudge. Yeah, and it just, again, it's It's so funny. When rereading this because I still will see the parallels. So I'll see like some of these reactions, and I remember them from Tony Moore's run of Walking Dead. So I'm like, yeah, it kind of works. But then this, like, oh my God, it's so great. Like, look at this. Like, you shouldn't even think that this is a threat, but it's so funny.
Yeah, in the wheelchair, and he's picking up cars.
Oh yeah, I just
the power of the presidency.
And poor Preston. No one even remembered it was her birthday.
Nope.
But oh yeah. Like I said, I feel like there's a Ghostbusters reference somewhere there. I just, like I said, I don't remember.
Well, I mean, even the overall look and feel of the ghosts, you know, each time they come up is very Ghostbusters-esque with the greenish hue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the
but
energy
I think
often, absolutely.
But I think the thing that really impressed me is they literally included every single president. You know, which is amazing because I don't remember some of these people. Like, and they even make fun of that. They were like, yeah, we did nothing. Like, we're some of the most boring presidents. Like, just kill us. And it's just so great.
Well, that whole section where he just did like a montage was just awesome. Just like,
oh yeah, that's a little further past this actually. So I mean, you have the FDR fight where he
they said these fun quippy things. He's like, one of them was like, "I'm the only president that never got elected."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at this.
That's great.
Yeah, and then like I said, like if they ever adapted this into a movie, God, I would see it. God, I would see the hell out of this movie. just to see this and see how horribly they adapt it. Because I think I'm still scarred by comic book adaptations, but it's fine. But like, I feel like Tony Daniel really just gets like the gruesomeness of Wade. Like he's basically like a rotting zombie. But like, oh God.
Well, it's gruesome yet comical at the same time.
Oh yeah, well that's the best thing about The Mask is that it's funny because with Deadpool like this, I'm sorry, I don't care where I was going. It's not important. This was one of my favorites, especially because at that time he still had Jimmy Carter was still alive, so he's like,
right.
I'm not dead, and you have is that Gerald Ford threatening him? Right? And it's just great. But I'm sorry. My other favorite is literally the page after, please. Is one of my like this is how I knew
when Abe Lincoln shoots him right through the eye, just like
yeah, I've always wanted to do that.
He got executed. He did that twice in this comic. Twice.
Yeah. I just love that. He was just like, bam, I've always wanted to do that. I was like, oh, I can't. This book is gonna be great.
Jeremy says the full page of Michael the Necromancer was my favorite art of the book.
That was a good one. The full page stuff was always pretty great.
He loved the Reagan references. Jodie Foster he mentioned, and then the football jersey commercial reference was actually hilarious.
Oh yeah, I know what he's talking about. That one. When Deadpool throws the mask at the kid after beating the crap out of Lincoln.
Yeah.
This also was great
He's
too.
a hemophiliac.
Well, I also want to give credit the chibi Deadpool, the little Deadpools. I've met that artist. That's Irene Lee. She is adorable, and I actually got her to commission a drawing of me as Deadpool.
Oh, nice!
And oh my, I'll show it to you guys later. After all the thing, it is probably the most adorable thing I've ever seen. And I have it hanging up. And again, I don't really do commissions, but that was $30 well worth it. And you all will enjoy it when you see it. So,
well, that's not bad. And you supported a indie artist.
Oh, she's great. She's fantastic. But yeah, so this again, Deadpool versus one of my favorite presidents, Teddy Roosevelt, a conservationist. Also, credit to these covers. That's actually, I made a mistake. Those covers aren't Tony Moore. That's Giuc Darrow. So he does a lot of he did a book with Frank Miller called, I think it's called Hard Boiled, back in the Dark Horse era. You see him with a lot of stuff. He's really known for his very minuscule but very detailed pages, kind of similar to Art Adams, but a little different. And it's very gritty and kind of realistic and whatnot. So, I mean, look at that cover. I mean, how great.
Yeah, those animals are super realistic.
Yeah, he's very known for his realistic work.
Except for the elephant holding a gun.
Oh, come on. That's super realistic. If animals could kill, an elephant would be both a legitimate threat and a good shot. So, all right. So,
yeah. And this one starts off with a good Wade fantasy.
It does. Wade on the beach.
A little Invisible Girl action with the little White Queen
She-Hulk
action.
Yep.
Followed by,
yeah, look at that. That's the only time you'll ever see Sue Richards, and I believe that's Emma Frost.
Yep.
Fighting over Wade, and they both get. And then is that Dazzler? That's Dazzler.
Dazzler.
70s
Dazzler.
Yep, rollerblades and everything. Gets booted by She-Hulk just to kiss Wade, and then back to reality.
God damn that!
Oh God,
hate when it happens.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Ben Franklin's so hilarious through this whole thing.
Oh God, horny Ben.
Yeah,
it's so funny. And then I also just love that Michael brings back the presidents because he thinks it's going to save the country, and yet he's bullied by them to essentially almost destroy the country. Like, if that's not irony, I don't know what is.
Well, actually, I didn't write it down, but that was another thing they mentioned in the article. They were talking about the reason why they chose dead presidents was at that time, Barack Obama was just elected president, and the nation was, like we were, a couple of years ago in turmoil. It's you had a lot of people that really, despise the government, and this was a way to poke humor at it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super even relevant today.
Gentlemen, sorry to interrupt, but it has been called 8:30 on the dot. And yes, our friend Steven has posted it. It is available on Twitter.
Ooh.
So Leo,
yeah,
do you want to check to see if that is true?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up. Oh, my computer's going so slow.
So for those of us wondering why we interrupted our normal Deadpoolian broadcast, this is kind of fourth wall breaking, but as we stated before, the Spider-Man No Way From Home second trailer has been dropped in the New York area right now. And this is supposed to reveal the rumors about us potentially seeing other cinematic Spider-Men. So.
Nope, I see the link to my right.
Oh, man.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So how about one of you plays the volume? The other mute it, and we'll all hit play at the same exact time.
I mean, I just
who's muting?
Rich, how about you unmute?
All right.
We should be able to hear yours.
Audio.
And
I just clicked mine.
Just start. Well, rewind it.
No, I didn't start. I didn't start anything. It's loading.
Oh, you're muted, Rich.
Crap.
Yeah. So everybody stay unmuted, but let's hear the volume from yours, Rich, if we can hear
it. Crap.
All right. So we're all going to play it at once.
We're all going to play it at once.
One.
All right. Hold on. Wait.
On three. Is it on three?
Wait. I've got to make sure. Hold on. All right. I'm at 0. Go. 1, 2.
Spider-Man in the rain.
Where my life is filled. Ever since I got bit by that spider.
Damn it. I'm lagging.
Where my life has felt normal. That was when you found out.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget the Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Ooh, Goblin.
Getting some visitors. From every universe.
One more guy. Ooh. Did you just say you're not Peter Parker?
You're not Peter Parker.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
We need to send them back.
Wait, no, seriously,
Scooby-Doo
what's your
crap.
actual name?
There are others out there. We need to send them back. So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You know, all this is you're a mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You're
flying out into the
They
dark.
all die. It's their fate.
To find ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their fate.
Oh.
I'm sorry, kid.
Yeah, me too.
Don't.
Look, there has to be another way.
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe. You're not to take this away from me. Peter, you're struggling.
Sandman. No, oh, that was Electro. Electro.
Yeah.
Electro or Sandman?
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
Wow. What a shot, man.
Oh.
Wow.
What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
Oh.
December 17th, exclusively at movie theaters. Tickets on sale November 29th. Spider Monday.
Wow. They're all Tom Holland.
Whoa. That was a whole lot.
Yeah, it was. So we didn't get acknowledgement of the other Spider-Men.
No, but we have Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Otto Octavius.
Yeah.
Sandman.
Sandman.
Electro.
Electro.
What did I miss?
They didn't show Lizard.
No.
But some people are speculating that that's Venom and not Lizard. I think that's silly.
Well, there's still others that could play a factor. I mean, you have to remember that in the original Fantastic Four, the original Sinister Six, Mysterio and Vulture were both in it. So we know technically Mysterio is quote unquote dead, although he's been dead before. And then we do know that the Vulture, even though imprisoned, is still dangerously a factor. And then there's still technically other villains out there that could easily be used for the first time. I will say it's really nice that Jamie Foxx is getting a better shot at Electro.
Yes, yeah. He you know, I know
he deserved better.
I like the Amazing movies. I did not mind them. I actually prefer the Amazing movies over the Raimi movies.
Oh, that's completely up to you. You know, listen, the Raimi movies were always my bread and butter. There were things that I thought the Web Spider-Man did okay. But I think that Amazing Spider-Man 2, while the suit looked fantastic, and I think Garfield really nailed some of that traditional Spidey humor, I still feel his Peter Parker was a little too cool for school. And I just think that, again, there were too many villains. you know. So that's just me. But of course, I am going to rewatch that trailer again, because sometimes seeing it again, especially when the lag isn't off, because I started late and then I try to catch up, but I'm just glad to know we now have a line. Please, Scooby-Doo this crap.
Yeah, I don't know what that meant exactly, but maybe I'm too old for that.
But so listen, my thing being is, listen, whether we get Maguire and Garfield in, whether we don't, to me, I think that this has some great potential, and from what we're looking at, this might be the last hurrah of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, which there's really nothing written in stone there, but you know, eventually they, you know, people do move on from their Marvel contracts.
They do, and he's, you know, he could have a video game franchise going because he has that Uncharted movie coming out.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But the rumor mill is, you know, after this is done, potentially another 3 movies with him and 3 series.
Well, I think it's also good to, speaking of series, that we have to, and we can just briefly say this, is that Spider-Man freshman year has been announced, which is very exciting. I'm not sure where, but I feel that this is a way for them to touch on the Uncle Ben death. And it's funny because I was talking to Chris, my other host from the Spectacular Spider-Man Salvage Cinema podcast, about this. And, you know, I think he's definitely right that hopefully there's a way to do the Uncle Ben death without simply repeating what we already knew.
Yeah.
You know, like even if it's in a flashback, that's fine. Just not 30 minutes doing what was already so well done in the Raimi movies, and which was kind of well done in the Webb movies.
Jeremy says, boo, I want old Peter. Enough of these young Parkers. He wants Superior.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see about that one.
Yeah. I still, you know, I know why that they're holding it back. Andrew and I was going to say Andrew and Garfield, but Andrew and Toby.
So you're still thinking of presidents, man.
Presidents? Oh, yeah.
Presidents.
President
Garfield, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice segue there. Yeah.
Dead presidents.
Dead presidents.
Trying to wrap it back in.
So, but I think that was a good way to give more of what we wanted, show more of the film, but avoid what I feel is a very common thing with the movie trailers. You give too much. So it's like, why see the movie?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm going to be honest with you. The best example of that will always be in my mind, Batman versus Superman. I feel those trailers, by then I was like, so that was a good 7-minute movie. Nice. Right?
Yeah. Well, you know, you ever go back and look at the trailers from like the 50s?
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen some where the trailer is like 7 minutes long.
Right.
You know, they have to explain the whole plot, and they're really trying to sell people going into the movies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but essentially trailers, you know, spoiling everything, but it's something that's been done for a while.
Well, yeah, but I still feel that there's a way you can entice to see the film and show it off, but you don't have to give away the whole film, you know? And
Yeah,
I feel
totally.
And I feel that some movies do that better than others.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And that's my opinion, and you don't have to agree with it, and it's fine.
I didn't say I agreed with it or
no,
not.
No, I'm just saying overall. So, but
all I'm saying is I want that damn tire from Twister.
You're still hanging on to that?
I'm still hanging on to that damn tire. They took it out of the movie. It was in the trailer.
Somebody give him a cow.
Yeah.
So,
Flying cow going by.
So, right. So we left off. They're resurrecting the undead army.
All right, resurrecting the undead army.
Right.
Dun,
So,
dun, dun.
Leo, for once, you can just keep flipping, and we'll tell you when to stop.
Okay.
So we got 4 more issues to go through.
We do.
Oh God!
I just
Poor bear.
Poor bear.
Now this was okay. A little further. Sorry, Leo.
This was great.
Yeah, the hunting scene and with the elephant was just crazy.
And the Bugs Bunny reference, I just love it. It's definitely a Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd vibe.
Doesn't he make like because I can't read the text exactly. Is that a Lion King reference?
He said wabbits are dead pleasants.
I'm done. I love the way. So, but yeah, just keep flipping.
Yeah, he totally gets gored by the elephant. Oh my goodness.
Oh God, that's just gory perfection right there.
What a shot.
I know. Oh my God.
Yeah. The elephant didn't know when to let go.
Clearly not.
Boom! Barbecue elephant.
Oh yeah.
And how much is that going to cost? And how much is that going to cost?
I just enjoy that was his way. It's just, okay, well, I got him. So I'm just going to electrocute him and hell with the elephant. He was a dick anyway.
Yeah, and Wong is not trying to let
I'm sorry. Again, these issues ended on such wonderful notes each time that really had you coming back. Like just seeing Wong like, yeah, our doctor is busy. Can you come back on the November 5th November 10th of never?
Just real quick, I love it that they made a Thomas Edison reference with this.
Oh yeah, Topsy. Right? Oh God.
Yeah, because for those of you that don't know, Thomas Edison was known for electrocuting an elephant to prove that electricity was dangerous.
Yep. And for fans of Bob's Burgers, you will remember that from the famous Topsy episode, which is still one of my most favorite hummed songs of Bob's Burgers. But that's another story for another time. This, again, still hilarious, wonderful way to end. Because you're dealing with necromancy, so why wouldn't you go to Doctor Strange?
Absolutely.
Who at that time was sporting a very different look. Because if this was 2012, he had ditched his. He was trying a new wardrobe.
Yeah, he's looking almost like Hefner.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. He's got all those psychedelic 70s style, which is clearly a Ditko-esque reference. He's entertaining all these sweet psychedelic honeys from the 70s because, Doctor Strange is in. So, all right. Next.
Doctors need love too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Now, Doctor Strange wasn't in this that long.
Oh, dear God.
Well, he definitely bounced in and out those last two.
Again, the one-page stuff, it's still great. You just got to really appreciate that when an artist is given that and they just fill it with such beautiful imagery.
Now, they Doctor Strange sort of whispers into Wade's ear about something that's going on with him or his soul or his aura or something like that. But that doesn't get revealed in this series.
No.
True. Do you have any idea when or if that gets revealed?
Yeah, there's the next series was something called Soul Hunter, involving Wade and more hijinks and demons and stuff. Yeah, it's great.
All right, I'll have to get that one. So it's Deadpool Soul Hunter.
Yeah, it's literally the arc after this one.
Okay, awesome.
So check that out. Yeah, but again, look at this, and I just love that George Washington was like the overarching villain of the dead presidents. I mean, he was the first, and it's just, oh yes, the magical sword.
Yes.
And that is that. I'm trying to remember. Is
What do
that
you want to call
Nixon?
it, Alice?
Yeah. But was that Nixon he exploded? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Looks like Nixon, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nixon got to Watergate and he couldn't stop himself.
Oh yeah, right. He saw Watergate. He was like, I remember this place.
Jeremy says, y'all seem like big fans of Deadpool. This was really a tough read for me. I couldn't wait to get to the reader's letters. Never been a reader of Deadpool.
Hey, listen, whatever works. I will give Jeremy credit. Both the readers' letters and how the editors respond to them are always funny.
Yeah.
So,
and Jeremy, I appreciate you for reading this with us as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
some kind of, you got to read outside your comfort zone.
It's true. So, and then the next one, Wade versus Abe Lincoln. This just can't.
Yeah, and Wade starting as Marilyn.
Yeah,
and he's trying to tempt Kennedy, and Kennedy's like, "Oh man, you're looking rough. Can you put some panties on?"
Yeah. Oh, Marilyn, you didn't. Oh, Marilyn, you didn't age well.
The years have not been kind to you, Marilyn.
It just bam. That was great. Mr. Cuban Missile Crisis right there.
But
see, that's how
for Jeremy out there, Jeremy, like the presidential references is what did it for me. That's, if there's parts of it that are too silly or too violent, I mean, that is the great comedic value of this series for me.
Oh God, yeah. See what I mean? Like, it's just slaying all these like wasted, no important presidents. They just get the magic sword. It's just wonderful.
Jeremy says, I like this because it gave me a feel of Superman versus Ali. They even drew Posehn and Duggan into the crowd.
Wow,
Yeah,
I did not see that. That's awesome.
I saw Posehn, it was very obvious, and I assumed that was Duggan next to him, but I don't know what
makes
Duggan
sense.
looks like.
Beard. There we go. See, other presidents. Excuse me. Wade is just a gory mess.
Yeah. Moving right along.
Dear God.
Oh yeah, and Abe wrestling with the big guy, kicking butt as usual, like Abe does.
Oh yeah.
Laying the smackdown.
Do you just see him just clothesline that fighter? That is just hilarious. Bam.
Oh yeah.
Right there. He reminds me of Abe Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
That's awesome. Yeah. I just noticed the entire time the Abe is still wearing his hat.
Yeah, they're right there on the lower right.
Yeah, I see him. I see it right there. You're right.
Oh. Daredevil. I didn't notice that before.
Oh, I didn't either.
Oh yeah. Wow. That was right there the whole time. Huh. Okay. Well, that makes sense, boxing match, father, remember?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's great. Man, but you got to give credit to Wade. He took a vicious beating. Like, god damn.
Franklin screaming, Deadpool, kill that man now.
And then he gets distracted by beautiful women. I was like, this man. Still a horn dog even in death.
Oh, then we got old Ronnie Reagan up in space.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna see him. Reaganomics.
I'm finally gonna get to play Star Wars, mommy.
I told you, like
these ending scenes. It's awesome.
They really knew how to entice you to come back for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and I forgot the president with the tub.
That would be Taft.
Taft, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Taft smash.
Oh God. All right. Next.
Oh, that's it right there on the upper right. The when he throws the bloody mask
Yep.
on the kid.
Hey kid, catch. And
what was that? That was a '80s Coke commercial, right?
Yeah, that was
Or Pepsi, or
yeah, it was one of those. So yeah, the kid gives him the drink, and then hey kid, and it throws the jersey. Yeah, big famous one. And it's like I was saying, it's so funny because there was a time Wade didn't want to wear the mask because he didn't like hiding his face, and then somewhere he preferred it because it hid the scars. So it's so funny knowing that history, and you see him in this kind of place. Of course, Wade in space.
Oh, with the monkeys, this was fucked up.
Yeah,
get those damn dirty monkeys off me.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's monkeys, man. You had to
make the reference.
You had to reference Planet of the Apes.
I didn't notice this before. All the jelly beans coming out of Reagan. That was
that's
right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, the man did love his jelly beans.
He did.
See, and that's the thing you have to wonder: is that part of the script, or is that just the artist adding a little extra flair? Either way, it's genius.
And Jeremy says, when did Deadpool become the merc with a mouth? I know he wasn't originally that way.
I can answer that. That originally started with Joe Kelly and Egg McGuinness's run, and it's actually funny, Leo, that you brought this up earlier. You said that Posehn and Duggan said that they kept writing it like they were going to be fired. That's literally what Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness did for every issue they were working on Deadpool. They were like, yeah, they just were convinced every issue was going to be their last, but it kept selling well, so they just kept writing more. But that was their approach. And also, what a way for Reagan to go, man.
Oh, just get sucked out into space.
Yeah. I'm even jumping ahead. I'm going to say that's my favorite death of the jelly beans.
Yeah, really? Yeah. That is, it's not bad. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty great. I will say, I think one of my favorites is either FDR or Roosevelt, because again, the how and the historicalness. Like I think FDR a little bit more, not FDR, Teddy Roosevelt, because like you said, the reference to Topsy, I was like, I can't. Like, it's not. I'm not used to a Deadpool story making me think.
Yeah, I didn't even know about Topsy.
Yeah.
Was Topsy the name of the elephant, or was it?
I believe so. Again, I'm going off of what I remember from a Bob's Burger episode. So, that in itself feels wrong, but sometimes they do the research.
I know historically it was because Edison was trying to discredit who was the other genius there? Tesla, was it?
Well, yeah. And it's funny because now we all kind of sympathize more with Tesla than we do Edison.
Yeah.
So
Edison had the DC, and was it Tesla with the AC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this book, it's so funny, this entire series, things have been going, moderately fine. And then this was just what a downer. I mean, you have both Preston dead and then Deadpool dead. And it's just one of those where you're reminded that even though Deadpool is essentially immortal, he still can die.
Yeah.
So, and then Michael just can't stop messing up. That's what that turns out to. And just can't help himself. Poor kid.
Yeah, and this is super Ghostbustery right here.
Oh, that's 100%. Look at that.
Jeremy said Preston's death was a shock.
Yeah, no one expected that. I mean, she's such a great character, But again, she let's just say she lives on. But dear God, poor Deadpool.
Crud, your boobs have boobs.
Again, just so well played. Like, look at this. And then I also loved this scene as one of my favorite not kind of deaths was you had these two presidents. They didn't even die in battle. They were just walking around and they ended up insulting the wrong person.
And the remains of Johnson and Grant were found in East Los Angeles.
Right? And then the same thing with the ones that you see above that were riding horses. It was like, yep, that did not work well. Like, it's just so funny. Like, again, simple, to the point. Like, bam, easy. And then there were 3. You can just keep going, Leo.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the Avengers come back again in the end.
Yeah, of course. They're just like, all right, we're going to clean this up. I mean, that was a great way to end the series.
Yeah, that was a shock.
When you realize that Preston is stuck in Deadpool's body because Michael is the biggest necromancer fuck up ever.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, look at the reflection.
I see it now, but
yeah, he starts seeing in the I think the scene right before he starts hearing her in his head.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Leo skimmed that last page or two.
He totally did. There was no we lost him after the Star Wars jokes ended. But again, this is still one of my favorite Deadpool arcs of all time. Just because, again, it was fresh, it was different, it was a great story. It was something that we've never seen Wade do, or much less comics do in general. And it was just fun. And those are the best kind of comics in my mind. Because sometimes I feel like certain comics, they're just so... Everything is so invested in the events and the tie-ins and whatnot. It's just nice to read a story that's about the character. Things in the character's contained world. I mean, yeah, the Avengers show up at the end, like Avengers would, but it didn't really hurt the story too much. It was just, oh yeah, they made their cameo, they get their check in the mail, moving on.
Jeremy says it was almost enough to make me read more.
Hey man, you got to give everything a shot. If it's not for you, it's not for you. No worries.
Yeah, totally.
So, I guess before we get to the news, do you guys want to rate it?
Yeah, totally. I'm going to give this a 4.5. I really enjoyed this.
I will also give it 4.5.
And I'm going to go 4.25.
Okay. Either way, this is what I'm essentially saying is that this is on our recommended list, if not highly recommended list. So
Jeremy says, I think it was the end of book 2 or 3. Readers' letters were all creators. It was great.
Oh, I will have to reread that. I completely forgot that. So, well, everybody, I cannot recommend this series enough. It's definitely worth giving a shot. There are some really hilarious moments, but there are some really sad and genuine moments that you wouldn't expect with Deadpool. So it's definitely something great. Personally, if there's another arc that we can do with this, I will gladly find it and recommend it. But otherwise, hey, all good.
Yeah. Jeremy gives it a 3.
That's fine. That's still better than a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, totally.
So news.
Yeah. Did we want to... which is good for Deadpool, he says.
Yeah, whatever works. So, the news.
Yeah. So, I got a couple things here. Just wanted to bring you know. So, in comic news, Fear State continues this week in Batman 117. Pride Week is celebrated in that issue with a kiss from Harley and Poison Ivy, along with Superman, son of Kal-El. As well. DC has a new Suicide Squad coming out called Blaze. It's going to be horror, and it's going to be a Black Label series by Simon Surrier and Aaron Campbell. And also around the same time, so this is coming out in February. Also in February, the Jace Fox Batman is moving to New York City.
Yes.
I Am Batman #6.
Okay.
Yeah. Strange is coming out in March. It's going to be a new Sorcerer Supreme that we're getting, because I believe we're going through the death of Doctor Strange right now.
Currently,
and Carnage turns 30. So in March, we're going to be celebrating Carnage Forever #1.
Nice.
Yeah. There's a bunch of new comics coming out this week, as always. So if you're looking for your local comic shop, was there anything that you guys are waiting for? I mean, we're getting Amazing Spider-Man 78.1 coming out. Kang the Conqueror #4. Moon Knight #5 is coming out. And we just got the Moon Knight trailer.
Yes, I saw that, and I actually was impressed. In my opinion, I feel some of what Marvel's been putting out lately has been hit or miss. But with the series, they've been really good. And honestly, I saw the She-Hulk trailer recently. That looks really good. I'm very impressed with that. And a wonderful nod, as a friend of mine pointed out, to the Incredible Hulk show, because in that, Bruce is basically dressed like Bill Bixby from the show. Yeah, he's got the blue shirt and the brown pants.
Oh yeah, it's the whole outfit, absolutely.
Yeah, it's great. And then I think the way She-Hulk looks, especially even though it was just we saw her from behind, the costume looks fantastic.
So here's my question. In movie news, Shang-Chi is out on VOD for everybody to watch.
Okay.
So spoilers at the end of that.
It's on Disney Plus.
It's on Disney Plus. Have both of you seen it?
Yes.
No,
I'm going to see it this week.
Okay.
Leo, pause.
Well, hold on. I'm going to put my fingers in my ears. Go ahead.
Okay.
No.
Blah, 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 blah,
We can just wait.
blah, blah,
Leo,
blah.
can we wait?
Well, it was just a question on the after trailer, or not after trailer, post-credit scene with Hulk. So are we going to...
Rich, do you want to just put yourself on mute and we can just signal you back?
Yeah, I better do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just do that.
Okay, so spoilers, we see Bruce Banner in the post-credit scene.
Right.
And he's not Professor Hulk anymore.
Nope, he's back to Bruce Banner. Right.
So was that covered in Eternals, or are they waiting for She-Hulk to cover that?
Honestly, I don't know. And it's funny enough, he hasn't seen Shang-Chi. I haven't seen Eternals yet. So, and to be quite honest, I don't know if I will. Which is nothing to do from a lot of the bad press it's been getting. It's really funny because I know the movie has been slammed as, I think, the worst reviewed Marvel movie so far, which I think is amusing because a lot of people I know have been actually, can we signal Rich back in? Because
Oh, you're still muted.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Right. So I was talking to him about Eternals. I just like you with Shang-Chi, I haven't seen Eternals yet, but I don't really kind of know if I want to, simply just because I don't know if I really have any interest in the film, which that's just me as a person. There's nothing to say against I'm sure the cast did great. I'm sure the script was good. I'm sure everybody put in their Marvel A game.
So here's a question though.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to watch it because it ties... I don't know anything about it, but it being a phase 4 movie, and it's obviously all these movies are just tying everything together and moving the whole storyline forward. Wouldn't you want to watch it, just because of that?
I don't know. I just feel like for me, it just doesn't really feel like I need to. And again, I could see it at a later time. But I think the other thing being is, Leo, that movies are becoming more and more, just like a lot of things lately, movies are becoming more and more expensive to see in theaters. And I think that it's really going to boil down to absolute necessity. Like, for instance, this week, Ghostbusters, and I'm a huge fan, so obviously I have no problem spending the money to see it, and I most likely will see it more than once. But that's not something I'm doing for other movies. Some movies I don't mind waiting for when they're available on streaming services, or when my friends have a movie night and that's what we see. You know, I think for me, that urgency really isn't there. Yeah. So I feel like I will see it, just like I've seen every other movie of the MCU. It just wasn't on my like, oh my God, see it list. But what is, and I can't wait till we talk about it next week for our Thanksgiving episode, is I am very excited about Hawkeye. Super
that
pumped.
trailer looks great.
For 2 reasons. Actually 3. One, I read the book they're basing a lot of this on, and it is wonderful. Matt Fraction's Hawkeye is stupendous. 2, I'm a sucker for Christmas themed things, not the Hallmark Channel, but just in general. And then 3, I mean, we're gonna have Lucky the pizza dog. It's a dog that, you know, eats pizza. That's amazing. I'm so happy. But
hey, Drew, I don't want you to feel alone, because you know, I have not seen any of the last 3 Marvel movies that have come out, being Carnage, Shang-Chi, or Eternals. Now, I wanted to see Shang-Chi, but I'm not ready to go to the movies yet. So I was waiting for Disney Plus.
Right.
And Honey's got some eye issues and she wants to see it. So we're going to wait for her a good eye night. We're going to watch it together.
Okay.
But yeah, Eternals, I'm not super excited about. Again, I'll get to it as well. I feel the same as you. And I'm sure Carnage I'll get to at some point too.
Yeah.
Just doesn't feel like there's a rush to see them. Like I've seen every other Marvel movie. It's like I needed to see it right away. These last 3, I've been kind of like, I'll get to it.
Well, also with you know, I really wanted to see Shang-Chi, but obviously I didn't go to the theater. But I had no issue waiting for it to come out, and I watched it, you know, in our living room, and you know, I forced my wife to watch it with me.
She's gonna cash those chips in eventually, buddy.
Oh yeah, totally.
I hear good things about it. I hear everybody likes it. Seems to like it.
It was amazing. I absolutely loved it, and I actually started watching it a second time already.
Rich, if you like kung fu movies, you will enjoy this.
Awesome. Yeah. I read it as a child, and I remember enjoying it, and just seeing in the trailer they had Razor Fist, who was like one of his major opponents in the comic, was pretty cool to me.
And it's also clever because they do. I mean, they tie into some things. They have a very interesting tie-in that I won't spoil, but Leo knows exactly what I'm talking about. That really redeems a very much criticized plot point. But I will also say this: there are some great cameos in it, and there was one in particular that is so good it almost steals the show. Okay. That's all I'll say. But when you see it, you'll know.
Nice.
You'll know.
Looking forward to it.
I will say this in terms of news. I've been reading a book that I don't know how much you guys are horror fans, or if you caught any of DC's Hill House of Horror last year. But Stephen King's son, Joe Hill, was working a lot of those projects. He wrote 2 books for it. One of them was called Basket Full of Heads.
That I'm aware of.
Yeah, the sequel has been out for a bit, and it's on issue 2, Refrigerator Full of Heads.
Okay.
I've been reading it. It's actually a pretty solid read. I'm actually enjoying it. I'm always a little hesitant of comic book sequels for limited series, but this one seems to be doing some interesting things. So, Rich, give it a shot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just real quick, Jeremy posted a bunch in here, and he said a couple things. Jim Taylor's putting out a book I'm looking forward to. He forgets the name. He wanted to know how we feel Black Widow. And is anybody excited for the Wheel of Time series? Hawkeye isn't my bag, but the trailer is great, and I love Christmas too. And talking about Shang-Chi, it's on Disney Plus, and I'm in the middle of Eternals. I may need to read before I watch. So Black Widow and Wheel of Time series.
I never saw Black Widow still. And again, that was just when I felt like it, I will.
Yeah.
I have no idea what a Wheel of Time series is.
Yeah,
I saw the trailer.
I did see Black Widow and do not know the Wheel of Time, but Black Widow was fun. They had a lot of great references, especially if you were a fan of like the 80s USSR group, the Soviet super soldiers.
Yeah, I just think for me, my criticism to it is I feel like it should have happened sooner.
Absolutely. But it's still a story that you have to watch at some point.
No, I know. And again, I apologize because I'm sure that's been pummeled into the ground by now. But it's just still that I think with some of my reluctance, I was like, this could have been a little sooner in my mind, and it might have benefited. It might have helped the film out a little bit more because one of the things that really deterred it was that it was released and delayed so heavily due to the pandemic.
Sure. And for Jeremy, I would say out of 10, it's probably a 7.5. You said about that, Leo?
Yeah, about that. And he says, sorry, I have no friends. That's why I talk with you guys. I look forward to Tuesdays. Jeremy, make sure you watch Saturday Night Live from last weekend, The Man Park. Oh my God, friggin' hilarious. Did you guys see it?
I didn't see that one.
Speaking of television, I will say that Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson, who had some great interviews recently. I believe they were on the Tonight Show, and then they stopped by for Late Night with Seth Meyers. All three of them. It's just, again, it's so great seeing them, and even though it would have just made my millennium to see Harold among them, it's really great because you can still see that he's still very much there. And it's so great to hear them talk about the new movie, which they're very excited about, and how they're still really blown away by the reaction that Ghostbusters still has, and it's been over 30 years, and they're still recognized as their characters. It's still such a beloved movie. And I know I'm tooting my own horn there, but it's just so great. And then that this is continuing that, and it's just so nice seeing that, and then especially seeing that, which was very important to everyone involved, that Harold spirit still is very much a part of the film, which is completely essential when you think about it.
Drew doesn't like Ghostbusters at all. He hates them.
Oh yeah, no, fuck that movie.
Just a fad for you, right? Just a passing fancy.
You know what? Sometimes a man just wants to run around with a vacuum cleaner strapped to his back and just annoy and just put himself on every elementary no date list at the same time, But all jokes aside, I'm very excited about Afterlife. I'm doing my best to keep my expectations moderate, but I'm very excited. And I find it amazing. I don't know what else is after that. Like, I really do not know what other movies are out there that I really care about. So I'm going to be saving money this Christmas.
Yeah. We're at a time where, when it comes out, it comes out, So, we'll, I don't know. Are the movies going to die because of this? There's really no rush to get there,
I think because of the way of the world right now, there's so many methods of escapism that going to the movies is still an option, but it's not as big of an option. And I think, some of that has to do with, again, a concern for public safety, COVID, and whatnot. But me, especially, I like the convenience of just, sitting in my apartment and watching a movie, or by myself during breaks of writing, catching up to a movie I haven't seen in a while, or ones like just recently. I have no problem admitting I just rewatched Good Burger, and it's still funny. The entire day to day, I've just been humming "I'm a Dude," just because, And again, like you said, Leo, there's always going to be new movies.
Yeah.
And when a movie, to me, is important enough to see in the big screen, you will. I mean, that's something that That's something that certain movies you have to really experience, especially if you're a fan. Seeing them on the big screen as they were intended, there is something that I don't feel home theaters really capture well.
Yeah.
You know, and which is fine. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like in that way, movie theaters will never die because that nostalgia will always be there for that experience.
Nostalgia, but I it's definitely going to become larger releases. But for the time being, like HBO releasing movies at HBO Max and at the theaters at the same time has been awesome. For those of us that can't get to the theaters, due to safety, health issues and COVID and everything. But for movies like Ghostbusters, why don't they just release it on VOD for like $60? So that, the people that are, trying to be healthy or trying to, have valid reasons for not going out, just like get a chance to watch it as well.
I don't know.
Business fight back and forth. There's money.
Yeah.
They're trying to save an industry. They want people to go to theaters, but other people want to be safe, or people aren't comfortable, like myself, yet going to the theaters.
Right.
It's just going to be a battle for a couple of years until one way or another, either everything gets better and we can go out into the public and feel safe again, or we won't, and we'll all just be forced to. Or I mean, like, I also enjoy watching stuff at home. It's great.
Well, looking back, at history, like the Spanish flu, that lasted 4 years, and there was no vaccine or anything like that.
And the death toll was a lot higher.
Yeah,
because we didn't have the medicine then, and that was millions.
Yep.
But again, we are still in a lot. And that's the thing that's really uncomfortable right now is we are still in a lot of new ground. This is still a lot of things because you remember, and we're not going to go into this too much because we've been trying to be watching our time, and this is a discussion that can just go on forever. This is a new thing, not just for us, but for the generations past. Our parents have never gone through something like this. Wars, economic collapse and rejuvenation, the 80s, for some of us, that's all there. But this is new. And so there's really no guidebook that we can reference to. We're kind of writing it as we go. And with that, there are mistakes made. There are things that we could have done better. There are things that we did that were good, that worked. So we're kind of in an improvised making things up as we go. And I think that what we really should focus on is not being so concerned of condemning people we think is wrong within reason. But I think we need to work a little better at listening and acknowledging different viewpoints, but also making your point clear and just saying, like, this is how I'm going to do things. And you don't have to agree with it, but you can in some way respect my right to do it. But it's hard because then that can be flipped to justify a lot of behavior that personally I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Because I do feel that, personally speaking, gentlemen, I do feel there's a lot of fear mongering, a lot of paranoia that gets played to control. And I feel that some people just write into the hand instead of asking, why, who benefits, the big questions. And I think one of the biggest mistakes is that, COVID became political.
Yeah.
And I think that has been one of the biggest failures of this situation. And to me, that is just still very disappointing. And I think the other thing we just got to focus on, we're all doing our best. We're all trying to live. And I think
did you hear, Drew, the new news that is so important?
No.
Paul Rudd is the sexiest man alive in 2021.
Oh man, that is so important. And that gives me hope, because if he keeps that up, he definitely will be able to enter Thanos.
Absolutely. With those deep blue eyes, so penetrating.
Yep. Just right right up the keister. So,
and speaking of Paul Rudd, I don't know if anyone's seen, but Paul Rudd as a bad guy in The Shrink Next Door. I watched the first 2 episodes last night. It was pretty cool to see him as a bad guy.
Yeah, we watched the first episode. He definitely we didn't get to the second one yet, but he definitely is. Wow. He plays a dick. But on Apple, you obviously watched Ted Lasso, right?
Not I.
Oh,
I mean, I've seen it before, but I'm like not up to date or anything.
I need to.
I've seen like 3 episodes
because I saw a clip where somebody gave a straight reading at a funeral, and they quoted Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up," and I cannot tell you how much I was like, well, this is amazing.
Yeah, it wasn't just a quote. Everybody started singing it.
Oh no, I know. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Just as a person who very much loves karaokeing that song, and that was amazing.
Yeah. Well, it's just also just a good-hearted show. And Jeremy, the shows we're talking about are on Apple TV.
Mm-hmm.
Ted Lasso, The Shrink Next Door, and also if you get a chance to watch it, Acapulco is awesome.
Oh, I'll take. With what time do I watch these shows for 200, Alex?
Well, they're short shows. Acapulco, if you like Ted Lasso, I think you'll like that. It's another good-hearted show with good twist of comedy.
So on that note, I think we'll call that. Everyone tune in next week. We are going to be doing Splash Pages 4 best comics of the Thanksgiving season, where we will be reviewing 4 Thanksgiving themed comics from either Marvel, DC, or who knows else, and talking about how they so well capture the spirit of eating until your sweatpants drop. So
awesome. Well, I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. Definitely check the show notes to follow these awesome hosts. They're in the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. For me, just Google Leo Pond. You'll find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not going to say which is which. I run a little thing called the Dorkening Podcast Network. We got about 40 shows on a network. So many awesome people doing so much awesomeness. And Velvet Joker, where do you like people interacting with you on these socials?
Well, you can find me, Velvet Joker 2021 on the gram or on Facebook. I'm known as Rich Davis. But I want to give a quick shout out to one of our newest followers, Brady Diaz, who helped me out at the Verizon store the other night. So I promised I'd give him a shout out. Now he's listening to the show.
Woohoo!
Thanks, Brady.
Hey, thanks, Brady.
I gotta comb my hair. I mean, hi everyone. When I'm not on the Dorkening, I definitely comb my hair because I just realized the entire time I look ridiculous. You can find me on Facebook, Drew Mullo. I'm on Instagram occasionally, Ghostbusterman1984. I'm more prominently a freelance writer for Screen Rant. You can look me up, Drew Mullo Screen Rant, and see whatever I'm writing about. I don't know anymore. It's just reflex. I'm here a lot, or here and there. I don't know anymore. If you find me, we'll talk. If not, fine. Just live your life, kids. There you go.
We'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Peace out.
Peace out.